Barbra Streisand and Elliot Gould enjoyed one of the most iconic love affairs of the late 60s. By the early 70s, however, their 8-year marriage had ended in divorce. Here's a look at what led up to their split. In 1961, two young actors met during auditions for the Broadway musical I Can Get It For You Wholesale. One of them, Gould, had been cast as the show's leading man. The other, Streisand, was auditioning for a supporting role and was understandably nervous. She was still new to show business, but Gould fell head over heels for her the second they met. The pair got serious fast, not only considering how long they'd known each other, but also how old they were. When they met, Streisand was only 19, and Gould was only 23. They quickly moved in together and were married less than 2 years after their courtship began. But it seems like their haste to tie the knot was also the first blow against their relationship. Tellingly, Gould once confessed to Playboy, "The happiest memories I have of Barbra are when we were living together before we were married." The relationship that followed was more complicated. Speaking to Time in 1970, just before they filed for divorce, Streisand and Gould both shared insights about what had and hadn't worked about their marriage. Gould explained, "Marriage to Barbra was a fantastic experience. It had a lot of chocolate souffle and things like that, but it was also like a bath of lava." Streisand, meanwhile, expressed some empathy for her husband, saying, "It must have been difficult for him. Marriages between people who are self-involved is hard. It's safer for actors not to be married to one another." From 1963 onwards, the two encountered many significant personal and professional obstacles, starting with Streisand's meteoric rise to stardom, which left her new husband in the dust. 1963 was a monumental year in Barbra Streisand's career. Not only did she marry Gould, she also released her Grammy-winning breakthrough album, The Barbra Streisand Album, as well as a second album just months later. But it was Streisand's Tony-nominated performance as Fanny Brice in the 1964 Broadway musical Funny Girl, which cemented her reputation as a giant in the industry. In 1968, she reprised her role in the Hollywood adaptation of the musical, winning the Academy Award for Best Actress. In a 1970 Newsweek profile, the author wrote of Streisand's performance, "Would I make a fool of myself by calling it the most accomplished, original, and enjoyable musical comedy performance ever put on film? I searched my memory and finally decided that, what the hell, it simply was the greatest. Why not say so?" She immediately followed up her success by performing the title role in Gene Kelly's film adaptation of Hello, Dolly. Throughout the late 60s and early 70s, Streisand repeatedly established herself as a formidable star of stage and screen, but clearly that fast rise to the top put more than a little strain on her marriage. Though Elliot Gould enjoyed some roles on Broadway and in Hollywood, his success paled in comparison to his wife's career. He was even regularly referred to by the press as Mr. Streisand, a moniker that eventually drove him crazy. Speaking to CBS Sunday Morning in 2020, Gould explained why it was that they'd grown apart.
We didn't grow together, and the reason for that was because she became more important than us.
But there was more to it than simply feeling overshadowed by the colossal stardom of his other half. Gould also felt stunted with the role of Mr. Streisand. He told The Guardian, "I couldn't play the part. I had to be able to find myself, to be able to be myself. I couldn't let myself live in a mold." For his remaining years as Mr. Streisand, Gould focused on breaking out of that mold, making controversial choices in the process. Did his behavior in these years have an impact on his declining marriage? In the early 70s, whispers about Elliot Gould's off-screen behavior began to spread. In 1971, Gould was set to co-produce and star in the comedy A Glimpse of Tiger. But according to The Guardian, the film immediately faced problems, allegedly due to his excessive drug use and volatile behavior. He fought with the film's director and scared his co-star so badly that the production hired additional security. After 4 days, the project was abandoned. Speaking to The Independent about that period in his life, Gould admitted, "For a while, I was not employable. After 2 long years without work, director Robert Altman offered him the leading role in The Long Goodbye, but only on the condition that he undertake a psychiatric evaluation." In 2012, Gould told The Independent, "Somebody had once asked me if I had ever had a drug problem, and I said, no, I didn't have a drug problem, I had a problem with reality." Meanwhile, Streisand was dealing with problems of her own. While people whispered that Elliot Gould was unprofessional on set, gossip columnists openly reported that his wife was a prima donna. A Good Housekeeping interview with Streisand from 1969 describes the media response to the new star. The gossip columnists declared war on Barbra Streisand, mostly on the theory that what was up must be brought down. The kooky image was replaced by one that was a good deal more harmful in its inaccuracy. It painted her as a snobbish, stingy, monstrous movie star. Streisand pushed back against this depiction. Good Housekeeping quoted her as saying, "Don't believe anything you read about me." In a rare interview with Barbara Walters in 1975, she opened up about her struggle with the popular image of her as a diva.
I really try to sort of scan my mind and figure out what it is that I do or have done that has, what do you think it is?
Maybe because when
Understandably, media distortion of Streisand's marriage caused problems as well. In an interview with the LA Times calendar, soon after her divorce, Streisand shared, "I'm vulnerable to that sort of thing. I hate it. People tell me to forget about it, not pay any attention to it. But how can I be vulnerable in my work and not be vulnerable about things like that?" But media speculation was not the only thing complicating Streisand's relationship. A wandering eye for her male co-stars caused problems as well. There must be something special about Nicki Arnstein, the male lead in Funny Girl, because Streisand got involved with the man playing him not once, but twice. The first time, according to biographer William Mann, was while Streisand was performing in Funny Girl opposite co-star Sidney Chaplin, the married son of silent film comedian Charlie Chaplin. The biography suggests that the affair with Chaplin was short-lived and that Streisand was the one to put an end to it, but the 1964 production suffered as a result. As the stars' affair fizzled, so did their chemistry. And despite receiving a Tony nomination for his performance, Chaplin eventually departed from the cast and lost interest in the stage, a result, according to The Guardian, of difficulties with Streisand. 3 years later, another Mr. Arnstein caught Streisand's attention, her co-star in the musical's movie adaptation, legendary actor Omar Sharif.
Gorgeous.
Beg your pardon?
Oh, I mean, your shirt. Oh, it's absolutely the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my life.
According to the Daily Mail, the pair had a brief affair while on the set of the film. Although they parted ways when the shoot ended, the fling seems to have further complicated Streisand's marriage to Gould. The couple separated just a year later. As Elliot Gould's marriage crumbled, his career finally began to hit its stride. His first major success on the silver screen came with 1969's Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice, which he starred in alongside Natalie Wood, Robert Culp, and Diane Cannon. His performance in the comedy, about two couples experimenting with free love, would earn him an Academy Award nomination. His success continued the following year with his role as an army surgeon in MASH, Robert Altman's Academy Award-nominated Korean War satire.
Look, Mother, I want to go to work in 1 hour. We are the pros from Dover, and we figure to crack this kid's chest and get out to the golf course before it gets dark.
And despite the couple of chaotic years immediately following his divorce, the 70s saw him gain career momentum that continues to this day. His long and varied filmography includes celebrated performances in California Split, The Long Goodbye, Capricorn 1, Friends, American History X, the Ocean's Heist series, and Ray Donovan. The actor formerly known as Mr. Streisand stepped out of the shadow of his ex-wife's larger-than-life legacy and went on to make an incredible career for himself. Or as his biography on the TCM website puts it, as his marriage disintegrated, it seemed Gould's time had come professionally. Meanwhile, Barbra Streisand did not do too badly for herself following the fallout of her marriage, and that's putting it mildly. At age 79, the performer is still considered one of the biggest icons of the stage and screen in modern history. Following her successes of the 1960s, she made strides in every medium. On screen, she put her own spin on a familiar tale in 1976's A Star is Born, and stepped behind the camera for the first time as the director of 1983's Yentl. As a performer, she has enjoyed 5 successful concert tours between 1993 and 2017. And as a recording artist, she has released an impressive 36 studio albums, not to mention a number of compilations and live albums. According to Forbes, Streisand's net worth was an astonishing $400 million as of 2020, and she remains the only performer ever to have a #1 album released in 6 consecutive decades. Professional success aside, Streisand has also enjoyed a full and impressive love life. According to Christopher Anderson's unauthorized biography, Barbra, The Way She Is, the performer allegedly enjoyed brief romances with Warren Beatty, Chris Christopherson, and even Prince Charles following her divorce from Gould. Finally, in the mid-90s, Streisand met actor James Brolin when friends set the couple up at a dinner party.
We talked, we huddled that whole night. Nobody ever got a chance to talk to her that night.
The couple married on July 1st, 1998, and have remained together to this day. While he was separated from Barbra Streisand, Elliot Gould found love again with Jennifer Bogart, an actress who has always lived well under the pop culture radar. But the relationship was not without its own problems. The two had married and divorced twice by 1989. However, they appeared to maintain a relationship of some kind. In 2020, Gould told The Guardian, "I will be married to Jenny forever, until she can do better." Regardless of what went down between the two, it would appear that Elliot Gould and Barbra Streisand would eventually become close pals, and by all accounts were committed to the co-parenting of their son Jason. In 1973, Streisand was already reflecting positively on a relationship with Gould, telling the New York Times, "Once you have loved someone, they become part of what you were and therefore part of what you are." Though the Jewish Chronicle describes a period when the pair weren't speaking to each other, time has appeared to have healed all. Chatting with the outlet in 2010, Gould appeared to agree with Streisand's sentiment. He said, "I have only good things to say about her. I'm real proud of Barbra. She said some time ago that we'd always be a part of each other. I know what she means. I'll always love her." By all appearances, they've made their post-divorce relationship work for themselves and their large family, which has grown to include Brolin, Bogart, Jason, and Gould and Bogart's children Samuel and Molly. It also includes Emmanuel Bujold, Gould's son by the actress Geneviève Bujold. In 2017, Gould confessed to Closer, "I've said to Barbra, I know you're married to someone else now and I only wish you well, but this is a small family unit and you're a part of it, so I'll always be there. Barbra is a very significant part of my life, no less significant than the rest of my family. They may not have enjoyed a fairy tale ending to their romance, but from the sounds of it, they found their own happy ending in their own way and their own time." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.